Hello everyone and welcome to the Oakland Open Series. I'm Glenn Jones and I'm joined in the booth by Brad Nelson.
By Dallas competitor Brett.
Very close. So you had the audible from Grand Prix Dallas to here as a result of the frigid ice storm that may have, for all we know, taken the lives of 830 competitors.
Yeah, two things about Dallas. I ended up seeing that my flight was canceled, and the moment that happened I was like, going to Oakland. And the other is, they're in Texas and it's ice and they're driving. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. It's not like North Dakotans know how to drive in the ice. Like, I don't know what these Texans
You've got
are like.
experience?
Yeah, I've got a lot of experience.
About the Texans? All right, I understand that. I think the desert sand seems more their speed, but you have come to this event right before the Invitational, get in a little bit of practice with Standard and Legacy, and you're playing a kind of interesting spin on the deck that's been doing really well in Standard right now. Mono Black has just been crushing events. It did very well, obviously gave Owen his second Grand Prix title in a row. You're playing a little less Mono Black.
Yeah,
these Temple of Deceits don't just scry.
They don't. They cast blue spells. I decided to splash blue, like a light splash, mostly for Dimir Charm. That's the first card I really want to play because it kills Frostburn Weird, Pack Rat, and Nightveil Spectre.
It's the removal spell we've all been wanting, I think, in this format, because there are very few things that can kill all of the cards on that list. And also, it's got a little bit of extra versatility too. You can pseudo-cycle it. There are sorceries worth countering.
I actually thought I was going to counter a lot of sorceries. That didn't really happen. And I didn't think I was going to, bad impulse a lot, just look at the top 3 cards, but it happens so much. I do it all the time. Sometimes when my opponent scries keeps on top, like an Esper deck in game 1, I'm like, I take their Jace, their Elspeth, their Aetherling, or their Rev, and leave them with the land. Or when I need to draw something that happens, it's an awesome ability. I think the card is very good, and it's the reason I went into blue, and I kept diving into other things. Tom Ross started playing with Soul's Ransom. That was bad. But what I learned, though, and the best thing is, what I learned by splashing blue is that there's another card in my main deck I'm splashing for blue.
Well, what could it be?
Island.
It
is, and I didn't realize how important it was to be able to cast all the spells out of both the black and the blue devotion matchups the time I hit Nightveil Spectre. And so I hit with a Nightveil Spectre on turn 4, and I cast, if I hit a spell, I can cast it. Sometimes it's even Frostburn Weird.
Yep, I ran into that exact same thing on Magic Online. I saw all these decks with the Temple of Deceit, and I didn't know Temple of Deceit, I just had Temple Sense. Whatever, I'll just run these instead. And then I realized, oh wait, it actually matters a lot against these mono blue decks, which is one of the most popular matchups in the field.
And the best feeling in the world is when you're a mono black devotion deck, you hit an opponent and Jace on turn 4. Yeah, it's brutal. But I like the deck. I shaved some of the cards. As you can tell, there's only 3 demons and 3 Grey Merchants, mostly because I would always shave those cards after sideboard. And I have a sideboard strategy where I don't want Underworld connections in some of the aggressive matchups. And when you don't have Underworld connections, Grey Merchant gets a little bit worse.
Sure.
So I was always shaving that Grey Merchant in every matchup.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It also gave you room to jam in more removal spells. You're running a lot of removal spells, and you've opted for the full 4 Devour Flesh. I've seen Esper players making this choice, and I really like it out of their deck. What made you want to go to Devour Flesh as well?
Esper.
There you go. Solved it.
Yeah, a lot of the Esper decks are jamming 4 Blood Barons now.
Yep.
And so I went up to 4 Nightveil Spectres in the sideboard, and I went to 4 Devour's main, mostly because with the versatility of Dimir Charm, and obviously Hero's Downfall, the flushes tend to hit what I want.
Right, especially against Esper, they don't have a lot of ways to defend a Blood Baron. It's not like the take on Mono Black that runs a lot of white. That deck can sort of defend its Blood Barons with Spectres and Demons and not Pack Rats and yada yada yada. Esper doesn't really have that luxury. No. They're just going to lose their Blood Baron. I don't even know how high impact a card it is in the matchup, having played it myself.
Well, if you don't kill it, it's very high.
If you don't kill it, yeah, but you actually have some ways to race it in certain situations. Your demons are huge.
Yeah, but I don't have the whips or the Ereboses that really help, and that's what I leaned on back in the day, but the format sped up. Underworld Connection's not even that powerful in a lot of matchups where it was insane in every matchup then. And so the deck needed a shift. It needed a change, in my opinion.
All right, well, let's shift over to your sideboard.
Let's do it.
You're running another card that's actually quite excellent against Blood Baron there, Lifebane Zombie, and you've got the full 4X. Tell me how you're using these 4 Lifebane Zombies. Obviously, you're running a lot of them. You clearly think it's a great card to be playing right now.
And I'm being brutally honest right now. If my opponent is not mono black, I board it in. Every matchup. If it's Esper, I bring it in for the Blood Barons. Against the aggressive decks, I board out the Underworld Connections, and I transition to more of an aggressive deck.
3-1 dude, go.
Yeah, exactly. Against Mono Blue, I don't want to be connecting. It's a 4-drop that's really slow, because it's 4, because you have to pay 3 and then pay 1 to get an ability out of it. And so I want to Thoughtseize, kill something, play a Lifebane, play a Demon, and then or play one of the other 2 4-drops that are in my sideboard that come in different matchups.
Sure, and they are interesting, spicy meatballs. You've got some blue cards. Let's start off first with the Notion Thief. You've got a Notion Thief. Obviously, it's a pretty fun card to play with just in general. Every time you get someone, you feel like a golden god.
Yeah.
So what convinced you to run the Notion Thief?
I can just say that it was not in my 75 going to Dallas. It was in Erebos. But once I got here, and I was like, you know what? It's a card that I've wanted to play. I played it a little bit. It's fine in the deck. It's just fun, and I wanted a card. Like, I just wanted that moment at this tournament.
You wanted the experience.
Yeah.
All right.
I've done it on Moto. I just want to see my opponent's face when I, and you set it up. It's so easy to set up. You just wait till turn 7, cast a discard spell, reap the benefits. It just happens every time. You just discard. They're like, draw form response. I'm like, nope. Then you take that and their only other card, and the game is over. And
I mean, it is a pretty sweet card. It has a lot of things going for it that Nightveil Spectre has in being like pretty tricky to actually remove from the board.
Yeah.
So I credit where it's due. Your other 4-drops are a little more conventional, but not in your deck.
Yeah.
We see them out of the sideboard of Sam Black's Mono Blue Devotion deck all the time. We've got the Domestication, which I think Sam has opted away from, but a lot of Mono Blue players still play. I think Sam Pardee is one of those players. Domestication, where are you bringing that one in?
I'm bringing it in the Mirror and against Devotion and the red Devotion decks, like the Boros Reckoner decks.
Sure.
And I love it against Black and Blue Devotion because Nightveil Spectre is a war you fight. Against the Mono Blue Devotion deck, just stealing a Master Waves means that they're not going to be able, all the tokens die. You just have a 2-1, it's not worth anything. But it's so important as a removal spell that sometimes it's your card advantage. Like, I'm not trying to Underworld Connect, so just by stealing a Frostburn Weird, it's a huge impact on the game when all I'm trying to do is 1-for-1 them. And with the added blue in my deck, I get to pump it up, only 2. And it's great. Also, it takes pack rats, but most importantly, it hits the Nightveil Spectres. And when you steal a Spectre and they have to kill it, it's not just a 2-for-1. It's like 1 turn for their 2 turns, and it's like they're complete 2 turns for your 1 turn. And that's like a huge shift from Mono Black deck in the early games.
There's a reason they didn't make Control Magic Black.
Yeah. And then the Master Waves are in there for the White Weenie matchups, the Mono Red matchups, and then any of the Mono Red Devotion too, where I wanted something that gave me card advantage against White Weenie that wasn't Shrivel. I never liked bringing in a mass removal spell in a deck with a ton of spot removal where I don't have any card advantage.
You get into this awkward tension where you don't want to dupe-blade a guy because it's going to get caught by the Shrivel later, but then you're taking extra damage. That's giving their Boros Charms a lot more reach, etc. Plus Spear of Heliod I've seen coming in a lot of these Boros decks now, and that just embarrasses Shrivel completely. So I think we might be on the cycle away from Shrivel right now.
And it's aggressive, and so I always like my decks like this to have the ability that when you draw like Lightbane Zombie, Master Waves, a Mutavault, and 2 removal spells, you can get on the aggressive and put your opponent on the back foot. Something that Mono Black takes forever to actually do.
I also really like that it gives you a way to help dodge those Braid the Elements plays by having blue and black creatures. That's something they're definitely not going to be prepared to face down.
No,
all right, Brad. Well, this deck looks sweet. I wish you all the luck with it, and good luck next weekend in Vegas.
Thank you so much. I'll see you there.